Hello everyone, my name is Jeremy Devera from Grade 8 Malave, and I'm now discussing the factoring three topics under the factoring. And let's start about the common monomial factor. Our first topic is common monomial factor, or what we call GCF. To find the greatest common factor, or GCF, between monomials, take each monomial and write its prime factorization. Then identify the factors common to each monomial and multiply those common factors together. Boom! May naintindihan kayo? Kaya papaliwanag ako siyempre. Para mas maigi and para mas madali, ipapaliwanag ko yun na maayos. Sana may intindihan. I have here my illustration board. I'm going to draw. I'm going to write the examples that we're going to discuss. The first example under common monomial factoring is ax plus ay. So this is very easy. Okay. The first thing that you need to do is find the GCF of all the numerical coefficients. So since we don't have a numerical coefficient here, we're going to find the GCF of the literal coefficient, which is the variable. And let's go find it, which is common. Very common. And then we're going to write a open parenthesis, and let's just write x because it does not have a common here in the second term, and just copy the plus y, and that's it. Very easy. Let's go to the next example para mas mabilis. 12 a squared b squared c plus 18 a squared bc squared. So here is our second example under common monomial factoring. And let's go. The first step is we're going to find the numerical coefficient, the GCF of the numerical coefficient in these terms. We have two terms. This is what we called a binomial from the word bi, which is two. We're going to find the GCF of 12 and 18. The GCF of 12, 18 is 6. So after we find the GCF, we're going to find the GCF of the a squared b squared c and a squared bc squared. The GCF of these two, hahanapin lang natin yung common sa kanilang, sa bawat term. So, may common na a squared, b squared, dito, b lang. So, we're going to write b lang. We're going to get the variable who has the lowest exponent, and that is b. It has an imaginary exponent number with number 1 and letter c. Our GCF of these terms is 6a squared bc. So, hindi pa yung tapos, meron pa. We're going to write a parenthesis. And we're going to divide these two terms here in our GCF. So 12 divided by 6 is, which is 2. 2 a squared and a squared. Di na natin yun isusulat because they're common. And then pag minus mo yan, di na natin siya isusulat. So b squared and b, magma-minus ulit tayo. So matitira na lang dyan is b. Nakita niyo ba? Wala na siyang pag-as. 2b. And c, dahil para naman silang common, we're not going to write it. And then we're going to put the plus sign because it is it has a plus sign here. Gagayahin lang natin siya. And then we're going to divide 6a squared bc sa 18a squared bc squared. So, 6 divided by 18 is 3. Ayun niya talagang kasama. Is 3 and a squared bc divided by a squared bc squared is equals to c. So, this is the answer. Let's just write a close parenthesis. Ang answer sa 12a squared b squared c plus 18a squared bc squared is 6a squared bc times the quantity of 2b plus 3c. So, it's all easy. Ang gagawin mo lang is talagang makinig and just follow the steps correctly. And kung master mo yung mga factors ng each number, magagawa mo to ng maayos. So let's go to the next topic, and that is difference of two squares. I'm so excited about that kasi yun yung pinakamadali. We're now on finding the difference of two squares, factoring about difference of two squares, and we're going to write a example. I use a permanent marker na ngayon dahil hindi makikisama yung whiteboard marker ko. So we're going to write x squared minus 25. So, what are the steps in finding this factor? Ang first step na gagawin mo is you're going to write two open and close parentheses. And the second step is we're going to write a minus sign and plus sign. It's up to you kung saan mo ilalagay yung minus. Pwede siyang magkabaliktad, hindi mo mamali. And pagkatapos natin malagay itong dalawang step na nagawa natin, we're going to find the square root of x squared, which is x. You're just going to write x here and x in the other side. Then, the last thing that you need to do is find the square root of 25. So what is the square root of 25? When you multiply it by itself, the answer is 25. Anong number ang pwede mong i-multiply sa sarili niya na ang magiging equal is 25? 5 times 5. Yes, correct. 5 times 5 is equals to 25. So, ang square root ng 25 is 5. You're just going to write 5 here and the other side. And that's it. Very easy. So, eto na ang pinaka-final na answer natin. Masyado siyang madali, kaya hindi kayo mahihirapan dito. You're just going to master or kabisaduhin nyo yung perfect squares. Let's go and have another example. So, here is let's have x squared minus 4. So, our first step is to draw or to write a two open and close parentheses. And write plus and minus sign. Sabi ko sa inyo, pwede mo kabaliktad yung plus and minus. The third step is to identify the square root of x squared, which is x. And the last step you need to do is to find the square root of 64. Anong square root ng 64? Square root ng 64 is 8. 8 times 8 is equals to 64. So, and yeah, that's it. Ganun lang kadali. Sobrang easy ng pagpapaliwanag ko kasi ganun lang siya talaga kadali. This is my favorite topic in first quarter kasi sobrang dali niya. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-isip kasi alam mo na yung procedure. You're just going to listen to your teacher very well and wag kung ano-anong pinagagawa nyo while your teacher is teaching in front of your class. And you also need to remember or memorize the perfect squares. So yeah, that's it. Let's go to the last topic we're going to have is the other trinomials. So now we're on our last topic, and now we're going to write another two examples here. Now we're going to teach you on how to factor these things. Let us first have our first example, which is x squared plus 25 25x plus 24. Nag-level up yung marker natin. Luminang natin. So how to find the factor of this polynomial? This is three terms, one, two, three. First term, middle term, and the last term. That's what we call trinomials from the word tri, which means three. And now we're going to factor it. What we're going to do is write again the two open and close parentheses. The first thing to do is find the square root again of the first term, which is x. After we find the square root of x squared, we're now on here. For the last term, kailangan mo mag-isip ng factor ni 24 na kapag plinas mo is equal sa middle term. Yes. Again, need natin na maghanap ng factor ni 24 kapag plinas mo ay ang equals is 25. So, maniisip pa kayo. Ang factor ni 24, kapag plinas mo sa 20, pag plinas mo is equals to 25 is 24 times 1. 24 times 1 is equals to 24. So 24 plus 1 is equals to 25. Let's write 1 here and 24 here. So paano yung sign sa gitna? We're just going to copy the sign on what the middle term have. So it's positive. We're going to write positive here. And that's it. We already have the answer. The answer for x squared plus 25x plus 24 is x plus 1 times the quantity of x plus 24. And that's it. Very easy. Let's go to the next example. For our last example, this is x squared minus 12x plus 27. Again, our first step is the first thing that we need to do is write two open and close parentheses and get the square root of the first term, which is x. And let's see the last term, which is 27. We're going to think about the factor of 27 na kapag plinas natin ang equals is 12. So 9 times 3 is equals to 27 and 9 plus 3 is equals to 12. So we're going to put 9 here and here is 3. 9 plus 3, 12. 9 times 3, 27. And we're going to put the sign, copy the sign of the middle term. And that's it. The answer for x squared minus 12x plus 27 is x minus 9 times the quantity of x minus 3. Yun yung topic na napili ko because yun talaga yung pinakamadali and hindi ko naman napapahirapan yung sarili talaga. And that's all for today's video. I hope you learned something from me and yes, nagawa ko na rin yung sa wakas. And that's all. Thank you.